Elise Stefanik declares Chuck Schumer's career dead and gone. We're going to get into also the waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare, proving that illegal aliens, millions and millions of dollars have gone to their Medicare funding. We're going to have Dr. Oz on Maria Bartiromo in just a minute. First, we're going to do Elise Stefanik. Shout out to the Quad Club and all my patriots out there who have subscribed. That's how you say thank you. And that's how you say, go, Doug. This is the kind of news I want. You subscribe and you leave a comment, give us a thumbs up. Let's go with the news. Here's Elise Stefanik, who's going to be the next governor.
This is Schumer shut down at every opportunity. He voted not to reopen the government. He has done so over 14 times. And the reality is this is the same bill that he voted in support of 11 times when Joe Biden was president. House Republicans voted to fund the government. And this is a real issue that impacts people, Dana. I talk to my constituents, whether it's LIHEAP, which is very important for home heating bills, whether it's our air traffic controllers. You see these delays at airports all across the country. We need to reopen the government. And the fact that Democrats are doubling down to leverage the American people, it's a disgrace. We will continue to work on a bipartisan basis to serve the American people, open the government, and lower health care costs.
Democrats still want to close down the government, but mostly she's saying like this is a split within the Democrat Party. The radicals are for AOC. AOC allegedly called Schumer and cussed him out for an hour. That's the rumor. I couldn't find a hard source for it, but that's what someone claimed online. Now, we're going to get to this headline here. This is Maria Bartiromo posting on X, says Trump discovers more than $1 billion in Medicaid money was spent already on illegal immigrants. $1 billion. That's where the Democrats are hoping all their votes come from. Now, here's Maria Bartiromo interviewing. She's going to have Dr. Oz on. They're going to go into the fat medicine later, but mostly I wanted to talk about that scandal of the money already going to illegals.
Well, the Senate taking a major step toward reopening the government overnight, voting 60-40 to break the filibuster and advance a spending measure. A final package vote set for the coming days, and if the bill clears the Senate, it will move to the House, where once it's passed, we'll move on to the president's desk for signage. And then the government can officially reopen probably by the end of this week. GOP leaders are now promising a December vote on extending enhanced Obamacare subsidies, which have been the Democrats' main sticking point in this record-long standoff, 41 days.
And after that vote, there's no way that passes with the Republicans. It's not going to happen. We might renegotiate something else or hold it over them to make sure that they don't pull this again. Because the continued resolution, the CR bill, only funds through January. Then the Democrats can shut the government down again. So we're going to need something heavy in our pocket, like funding the Affordable Care Act or renegotiating it with the Democrats.
Open enrollment is currently underway. Americans have until December 15th to enroll for health coverage beginning New Year's Day.
You guys heard that. Call Chapter. Watch the last video. I have my Chapter ad read on there. Get that phone number from the first pinned post. I want to help you guys with your coverage.
Now is Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator, Dr. Mehmet Oz. Dr. Oz, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
I always love spending time with you, Maria.
Well, this is a long-fought fight. I want to talk to you about everything you just did in the Oval Office the other day with the GLP-1 drugs and how President Trump and you and your agenda are making things more accessible for people at lower prices. But first, give us your reaction to the government likely reopening this week and what was achieved last night.
I'm over the moon, happy that we're going to get the government open, get all of these federal workers back into their offices. For me, it means I've got actuaries and insurance experts that can help crunch the numbers and figure out what makes sense. It's also the right thing for the American people. You should not be negotiating important issues, in this case, the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid, under an extortionary situation where you're holding the government hostage. So opening the government up, allowing everyone to go back to work, getting air traffic control and all the other things you've been talking about. For me, that focus on health care is important. And you brought up this issue of a potential vote for on the ACA. This whole debate for Republicans is about fraud, waste, and abuse. During COVID, there were these enhanced, very generous subsidies given because it was an emergency to Americans who are in that category of 1 to 400% of the poverty level. They even gave it to folks who were making more than 4 times the poverty level because they wanted to be generous. It was COVID. It was a pandemic. The pandemic's over. We're not at war with the virus anymore. So Republicans are arguing all the shortcuts that were created over the last several years that led to fraud, waste, and abuse at massive numbers need to be reformed. And I'll give you...
That was what they did. They used COVID as an excuse to allow illegals to get medical. By the way, in the last video, I already covered this. They also allowed people to vote 3 days after an election. That was also opened up because of COVID. Now, Trump is looking to roll back that, hopefully at the Supreme Court, which the Supreme Court has agreed to look at it if voting 3 days after election is legal. That's not going to pass, by the way. They're going to overturn that. And now this Medicare supplements that was given away for COVID, just to go, look, this is an emergency. It's a pandemic. No rules apply anymore. Well, now Trump's going to claw it back.
Just two numbers that listeners ought to be aware of. Half the 24 million people on Obamacare don't use the insurance. Now, if you buy insurance with your hard-earned dollars, you're going to probably use it for a prescription, a doctor's visit, no use. We believe half of those people, 6 million, literally don't know they have insurance, don't care that they have insurance. They're phantom enrollees. So that means the taxpayer is paying for insurance on, for example, Medicaid, and paying for you to have an Obamacare policy.
And no one knows they have it, so they're not even using it. That's how bad the Obamacare website rollout was. No one even knows what they have. It's so confusing. Again, why I insist people call Chapter, because they explain things for you. The Obama administration never explained anything with Obamacare, so people don't even know what their coverage is. They don't even know to use it.
Full freight. The insurance companies are happy with that. No one seems to mind, except, of course, the taxpayers.
Yeah, insurance companies love it when you pay for premiums and then don't go and use them. That's how insurance companies make their money. So they signed up every American on this Obamacare stuff. In this case, he's saying 12 million of them, and 6 million of them don't even know that they're covered, and they've been paying for it.
We'll have to foot the bill twice. So these are the kinds of things you've got to clean up in order to get the ACA into a different place for next year. But meanwhile, open enrollment, as you said, is progressing. No hitches at all. Folks are signing up. Most people have very generous policies. And here's the basic number. The average person on Obamacare pays $50 a month for their insurance now. It used to be $37 this year, which means you're paying $13 more next year than this year. And that's the reason we shut the government down for 6 weeks.
I pay for my family of 6. Do you know what we pay? We used to be able to get away with about $8,000 a year. We're up to about $24,000 a year to pay for our family of 6. And our doctors are worse. The nursing is worse. The medical is worse. Longer wait lines for double the money that we used to pay before Obamacare. In fact, I think we were doing about 1/3 of what we paid back before Obamacare.
The Democrats.
I mean, there's also fraud, which was uncovered. I mean, you were able to uncover more than $1 billion in Medicaid money being spent on illegal immigrants.
That's our thumbnail.
Just found it out last week. The president was asking, the Democrats said it wasn't a problem. They wanted to repeal the one big beautiful bill. So we decided, trust but verify. So we audited the books of 6 states. We only have a few months of data from only a few of those states. We already have over $1 billion that we've identified of monies that were spent to get federal taxpayer dollars spent on illegal immigrants. And here's the catch. If you're in California and you want to give Medicaid to illegal immigrants in California, maybe that's your choice. We can debate that later. But you can't take money from taxpayers in Texas and Florida and pay for your illegal immigrants, because they're not doing that in Texas and Florida. And that's what's been tolerated for far too long. It undermines the system. And my job is to protect our most vulnerable. I am laser focused, and I'm a heart surgeon. So, my day job is taking care of people who are struggling with health issues. I want to make sure they have coverage. But if you dilute the coverage that we've dedicated to folks on Medicaid or to the ACA, to people who are not eligible for these programs, that's not only wrong, it's illegal, and we're going to stop it.
No, they're going to stop it. That's $1 billion that's being diluted. And the Democrats are lying to the people, saying Trump wants to end healthcare and he's cruel and all that. He's really trying to secure it for everybody by, as Dr. Oz says, keep it from being diluted. So they water it down by covering illegals. And now it's going to stop. Dr. Oz says they're going to stop it. Let me know in the chat below if you support that. Say end healthcare coverage for illegal aliens, and that will help secure all of our healthcare. But now you're up to speed on the biggest exposure of the biggest lie of the Democrats is that they were covering up for $1 billion of already paid out illegal alien money for healthcare. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe. That's how you say thank you.